Okay, for this video, I'll be discussing preliminary investigation. So let us start. So what is preliminary investigation? So it is an inquiry or proceeding for the purpose of determining whether there is sufficient ground to engender a well-founded belief that a crime was committed and the respondent is probably guilty thereof. So what are the keywords here? Well, it is an inquiry or it's an investigation or a proceeding. Anong purpose? To determine sufficient ground to engender a well-founded belief that a crime has been committed and the respondent is probably guilty thereof. So ito yung suspect na magiging respondent na, no? Probably guilty thereof and should be held for trial. So that's the essence of preliminary investigation. So basically, no, the purpose of PI is to determine probable cause. So, ano tong probable cause na to? These are facts and circumstances which could lead a reasonable, discreet, and prudent man to believe that an offense has been committed and the accused is probably guilty thereof. So, hindi siya proof beyond reasonable doubt. Hindi siya preponderance of evidence or substantial evidence. But basically, probably guilty lang. Probably guilty thereof. Now, keyword nyo dito is yung discreet and prudent man to believe, no, that offense has been committed. So, yan yung probable cause. So, example, no? Ito, Corneo, sisipot sa preliminary investigation sa reklamong rape at versus Navarro sa Taguig City Hall of Justice. So, si Corneo kasi, si Venus Corneo, inakusahan niya si Bong na ng rape sa kanya. Kaya yung prosecutor naman magagandak ng preliminary investigation kung may probable cause pa. Kasi kung may probable cause, continue ang kaso. Kung walang probable cause, dismiss ang kaso. O yung isa other case, yung kay Acho Castillo, hazing case. Ito naman hazing. Isang law student, no? Preliminary investigation sa pagkamatay ng hazing victim na si Acho Castillo, muling binuksan ng DOJ. So, panel prosecutors ng DOJ. Again, the purpose of preliminary investigation is to determine probable cause. So that the prosecutor can file information with the court. Ano na yun, no? Probable cause for the purpose of filing information. Information, ito yung kaso mismo na pinapile mo sa korte. Sino mag-determine ng probable cause na to? It is determined by the prosecutor para ma-file ang information sa court. That's the purpose of preliminary investigation. So, going back, no? Reklamong rape na inihain ni Denise Corneo versus Bong Navarro, yung rape case, ibinasura ng DOJ. Bakit kaya binasura? Binasura kasi walang probable cause. The prosecutors did not find probable cause, kaya dismiss ang kaso. But in another example, like sinabi ko kanina, yung Acho Castillo hazing case o death, okay? In a 46-page resolution, the DOJ panel of prosecutors found probable cause to indict or to file cases against 10 juris Prattman. So, may probable cause, kaya kinasuhan sila for violation of Republic Act 8049 or anti-hazing law. So, yan yung purpose ng PI or preliminary investigation, the determination of probable cause so that an information will be filed with the court. So, pag yung prosecutor nakadetermine ng probable cause, nag-file ang information sa court, ano gagawin ng court? Again, the court will determine probable cause. Okay? Mag-determine probable cause para mag-issue ng warrant of arrest. Kasi ganoon din, no? Ang kailangan para i-issue ang warrant of arrest ay probable cause. Sino mag-determine ito? Hindi na prosecutor. Kasi the prosecutor can issue warrant of arrest. It's the judge. The judge will determine probable cause based on the resolution submitted by the prosecutors and supporting evidence, no? Para mag-issue ang court ng warrant of arrest. So ito, continuation. Manila Court. Ito, Manila Court na. Okay? Orders arrest of all accused in Acho hazing case. So, yung 10 kinasuhan sa DOJ, nag-undergo ng preliminary investigation, nag-issue ng court ng warrant of arrest, no? So, anong sabi ni Judge dito? Judge Alfredo Ampuan. After personal evaluation of resolution of DOJ panel of prosecutors as well as supporting evidence, okay? So, DOJ panel of prosecutors, no? This court finds probable cause and that there is necessity for placing all the accused under custody. So, necessity of placing all the accused under custody means warrant of arrest. Kaya, in-issuean sila ng warrant of arrest. Now, sino ba yung pwedeng mag-issue ng, sino ba pwedeng mag-conduct ng preliminary investigation? Yung lumabas sa board exam dito is yung who among the following cannot conduct preliminary investigation? Nandun yung mayor. Can the mayor conduct PI? No. Nandun yung senador. Can the senator conduct PI? No. Hindi pwede. So, sino yung pwedeng mag-conduct ng preliminary investigation? The provincial o di kay city prosecutors under assistant. Ito yung tatawaging assistant provincial prosecutor, assistant city prosecutors. Sino pa? National state prosecutors and regional state prosecutors. Okay, sino pa? COMELEC, kung election offenses na, like gun ban, o vote buying, dagdag bawas, PCGG, the Philippine Commission on Good Governance, ito yung naghahabol sa mga wealth ng Marcoses, and Ombudsman is not a court. Ombudsman is a prosecutorial body which conducts preliminary investigation on graft and corrupt practices or corruption cases. Okay, yan yung trabaho ng ombudsman. So, ito yung structure ng NPS, National Prosecutorial Service. Ito yung prosecutorial body natin. So, nandun ang mga regional prosecutors natin under assistant, no? Senior Assistant Regional Prosecutor, Assistant Regional Prosecutor, Provincial Prosecution Office, nandun ang Deputy Provincial Prosecutor, Assistant Provincial Prosecutor, City Prosecutor, Prosecution Office, nandun ang ating City Prosecutors. Okay, so yan yung prosecutorial body natin. Ito na ito, no? Preliminary investigation ng DOJ versus CAPA, sinimulan na. So, alam natin, to CAPA, no? Kabus, padutuon, no? Community Ministry, kinasuhan sila ng, I think, staffa, no? So, yung DOJ ang mag-conduct ng preliminary investigation. Okay? Sinikinin-stapa yata yung kaso nila, no? The Ombudsman, again, Ombudsman is a prosecutorial body and they can conduct preliminary investigation. So, mayroon tayong overall Deputy Ombudsman, Deputy Ombudsman for Luzon, Deputy Ombudsman for Visayas, Deputy Ombudsman for Mindanao, and Deputy Ombudsman for military and law enforcement offices. Now, ito, example. Ombudsman proved PAO chief to cover anonymous lawyer's plea. So, the Office of Ombudsman has started its preliminary investigation of corruption, ito, corruption yung kaso, against Public Attorney's Office Chief Perseda Rueda Acosta and PAO Forensic Laboratory Head Erwin Erpe. So, sila ay inimbestigahan ng Ombudsman. The Ombudsman conducted preliminary investigation. Kung may probable cause, they can be charged with the Sandigan Bayan. So, the prosecutor is the person responsible in determining whether or not to bring formal charges. So, pwedeng mag-file ng kaso ang prosecutor, pwedeng hindi. No? Pwede niyang ipagpatuloy ang kaso, pwede niyang stop. Kaya, ang ibang tawag sa kanya ay traffic cop. Even some authors refer to him as traffic cop. Diba, remember, in criminal justice system, ang tawag natin sa biktima is forgotten person. Ang tawag natin sa accused is the superstar. Ang tawag natin sa police is the prime mover or the initiator. Ang prosecutor naman ay tinatawag natin traffic cop. Kasi pwedeng ipastop ng prosecutor yung kaso kung walang probable cause. Pwede niyang ipakontinue yung kaso kung mayroong probable cause. Procedure ng ating preliminary investigation. The preliminary investigation shall be conducted in the following manner. First, submission of complaint, affidavit ng complainant and his witnesses, and supporting documents to establish probable cause. So, well, remember, sino ang gumagawa ng complaint? Ang offended party, peace officer, or public officer charged with enforcement of the law. So, yung complainant, magsasubmit ng complaint as a affidavit ng witnesses and other supporting evidence. Saan isasabit yung complaint? Sa prosecutor. Okay? So, katulad ito, Bong Navarro files formal complaint. Okay? Kasi binugbog na siya ng grupo ni Cedric Lee at Dennis Corneo. Saan? Sa DOJ, Department of Justice. Okay, Department of Justice. So, yan yung pag-submit ng complaint. Okay? The affidavit shall subscribe and sworn to before a prosecutor or government official authorized to conduct and to administer oath. So, kailangan i-subscribe mo yan. Ano yung subscribe? Kailangan mong panumpaan yan. Kasi kung sinungaling ka sa complaint affidavit mo, sa affidavits mo, pwede kang kasuhan ng perjury. So, example, ito yung example ng complaint affidavit. Example lang to, ha? Ito, sample din ng complaint affidavit. Bottom portion yan, ito. Subscribe and sworn to before me. Ito yung tatawag nating jurat. Jurat yan. Okay? Kasi ang affidavit is must be subscribed and sworn to. Kasi again, pag nagsisinungaling ka sa affidavit o complaint affidavit, pwede kang kasuhan ng perjury or pagsisinungaling under oath, no? Telling lies under oath. Now, within 10 days after filing a complaint, the investigating officer shall either dismiss if he finds no ground or no probable cause, or continue with the investigation, or issue subpoena to the respondent attaching thereto the copy of the complaint and supporting affidavits and documents. So, yung biktima nag-file ng complaint sa prosecutor, tinanggap ng prosecutor, pagtingin ng prosecutor, pwede yung i-dismiss. Walang probable cause. Or, he can issue subpoena to the respondent para ang respondent mag-submit ng counter affidavit. Kasi pag na-receive, pag na-subpoena na yung, ito wala, ito yung example ng subpoena, no, ng prosecutor, Office of Senior Prosecutor, yan. Ano yung subpoena? Under the virtue of authority vested in me by law, you are hereby directed to submit a counter affidavit. So, yung subpoena ka para 10 days, no? 10 days kailangan mag-submit ka ng counter affidavit and supporting documents of affidavits of your witnesses, if any. So, yan yung subpoena, no? Ngayon, within 10 days, upon receipt of subpoena, the complainants and supporting affidavits and the documents, the response is given, again, 10 days to submit counter affidavit. The respondent shall not be allowed to file motion to dismiss. So, bawal i-file sa prosecutor ang motion to dismiss in lieu of counter affidavit. So, ito. Kampo ni Cedric Lee, nagain ng counter affidavit. So, sinumpina sila ng prosecutor, nagain sila ng counter affidavit at itinanggi ang paratang libog. No? So, yan yung example ng counter affidavit. Okay. Pag nasumpina ka, pwede kang mag-submit ng counter affidavit. Pero actually, hindi mandatory, no? Hindi mandatory mag-submit ng counter affidavit. If the respondents cannot be subpoenaed, hindi masubpoena yung suspect kasi hindi alam yung address or whereabouts niya. Or subpoenaed, na-subpoena nga, but does not submit counter affidavit, hindi nag-submit ng counter affidavit, the investigating officer, yung investigating officer, it's the prosecutor. The prosecutor shall resolve the complaint based on the evidence presented by the complainant. So, hindi i-resolve yung kaso based on the evidence submitted by the complainant lang. Hindi i-consider yung evidence ng respondent kasi hindi nga siya nag-submit ng counter affidavit. So, within 10 days after investigation, the investigating officer shall determine whether or there is sufficient ground or there is probable cause and to hold the respondent for trial. Kasi pag walang probable cause, wala din yung kaso. So, ganito, no? So, yan, nagsabit sa decree ng counter affidavit, sabi ng DOJ, no? Kasong serious illegal detention, grave coercion versus Lee at Corneo at 5 iba pa, inihain na sa Taguig RTC sa court na. So, itong kaso, ito yung information. Okay? Ano yung inihain? Pinail. Saan pinail? Sa Taguig RTC. Kasi sabi ng DOJ, panel prosecutors, may probable cause laban kina Cedric Lee at saka Dennis Corneo at saka yung kasamaan niya. Okay? For what crime? Serious illegal detention and grave coercion. So, may probable cause kaya naghahin sila ng information sa Taguig RTC. Now, what if hindi ka pabor sa desisyon ng prosecutor? Sabi ng prosecutor, walang probable dismiss. Sabi naman ng prosecutor, meron probable cause, continue ang kaso. We'll file information with the court. Anong pwede mo? Anong remedy mo? Okay? The aggrieved party may appeal by filing a verified petition for review. Okay? Saan ipapile ang petition for review? With the Secretary of Justice. By furnishing copies thereof to the adverse party and prosecution office issuing the appealed resolution. So, hindi ibig sabihin, dinismiss yung kaso ng prosecutor, wala nang remedy, meron pa, petition for review. Hindi ibig sabihin, sabi ng prosecutor, meron probable cause, continue yung kaso, wala nang remedy, meron pa, petition for review. Saan? Secretary of justice. Ngayon, katulad ito. Peter Lim, Peter Ko, Crimes at iba pa, inabsuelto ng DOJ sa reklamong kaugnayan ng illegal na droga. So, yung grupo nila, Kirby Espinosa, no, self-confessed drug lord, na Peter Lim, Peter Ko, mga drug lord do, inabsuelto. Okay? Ng prosecutors. Bakit? Our law enforcement agencies shall gather more concrete and competent evidence proving that respondents, itong sina Lim, Ko, at saka Espinosa, on the individuals are indeed involved in illegal drug dealing. Kulang daw ng concrete and competent evidence. That's why, recommendation ng prosecutor? Recommend the dismissal. Pag dinismiss ng prosecutor ang kaso, wala na bang remedy? Meron pa. Pwede pa yung i-conduct ng automatic review ng Secretary of Justice. Okay? Automatic review ng Secretary of Justice. So, yung Secretary of Justice na conduct ng review, sabi ng Secretary of Justice, DOJ reverses initial decision to file charges against Espinosa and Co. and others. Okay? So, dinismiss ng prosecutor, ni-reverse ng Secretary of Justice upon automatic review. Ito yung tinatawag nating petition for review. So, basically, ito yung discuss ko sa inyo, no? Pag may kaso, ikaw yung biktima, magpa-file ka ng complaint. Okay? And, of course, supporting evidence. Ngayon, saan ipapile? Depende sa penalty. Kung ang kaso ay 4 years, 2 months and below, 4 to below lang, hindi kailangan ng PI kasi yung PI, anong penalty na kailangan ng PI? At least 4 years, 2 months and 1 day. So, ito, walang PI. Now, tingnan mo, saan nangyari yung krimen? The crime happens in Metro Manila or Charter City? Or is it happen in municipality or a province? Kasi pag Metro Manila Charter City, kailangan i-file mo yan sa prosecutor. Okay? Kailangan i-file sa prosecutor. Bakit? But the prosecutor here will not conduct preliminary investigation. Only personal evaluation. Only personal evaluation. Pero kung nangyari yung kaso is 4 years, 2 months and below, nangyari ang krimen sa municipality or the province, kailangan mong i-file ang complaint sa MTC directly, Municipal Trial Court. And the judge will conduct personal evaluation. Bakit? The judge cannot conduct preliminary investigation. Now, let's focus our discussion on what if the crime is punishable by at least 4 years, 2 months, and 1 day. So, kailangan ng PI. Ang nangyari ang krimen sa Metro Manila, Charter City, or province, regardless, no, kung saan nangyari. Kailangan mong i-file ang complaint saan? Sa prosecutor. Pagtanggap ng prosecutor niyan, pwedeng i-dismiss ang kaso. Bakit dinismiss ng prosecutor? Kasi walang probable cause. Pwede yun. Walang probable cause. Or the prosecutor issues subpoena. Pwedeng isubpoena yung respondent. For what? So that the respondent is given 10 days to submit counter affidavit. Okay? Pag nag-submit siya ng counter affidavit, the prosecutor finds probable cause. If walang probable cause, dismiss ang kaso. Okay? Pero anong remedy mo? You can file petition for review with Secretary of Justice. Pag merong probable cause, pag nag-exist yung probable cause, the prosecutor will file information with the court. Yung aggrieved party, yung hindi sangayon sa resolution ng prosecutor, pwede siya mag-file ng petition for review saan? Sa Secretary of Justice. So, yan yung, I think, the summary of what we have discussed. No? Then you have inquest. Ano yung inquest proceeding? It's a formal and summary investigation conducted by inquest prosecutor in case where a person arrested without a warrant. Pag ang tao ay arestado ng walang warrant, yet caught in the act, hot pursuit, then kailangan mag-conduct ng inquest proceeding. For the purpose of determining whether warrantless arrest was valid. Okay. Tulad dito, Osami City Vice Mayor Nova Paruino at kapatid niyang si Rinaldo Jr. sumailalim sa inquest proceeding. Bakit sumailalim sa inquest proceeding? Kasi nahuli sila, no? May in possession of drugs and firearms. Okay? Kaya kailangan silang i-inquest kasi they are arrested without warrant. Ito din, actor na si Matt Evans sumailalim sa inquest proceeding. Dahil sa umano'y pagbubugbog sa kanyang live-in partner. Alam naman natin, pag nangbubugan ng live-in partner, that is violation of RA 9262 or violence against women. Now, if nahuli siya na walang warrant, ano ikakandak? inquest proceeding. Okay? The purpose of inquest proceeding is the same. Determination of probable cause and if the arrest is valid. I think that's the last topic for preliminary investigation.